So now you've got your swimsuit, your clothes, your undies, your shoes, all that good stuff, your makeup. Now it's time to get into the wee hacks that you should know about when you're traveling. In spirit of my trip coming up, I decided that I would share some travel hacks with you that I've kind of learned over the years and that I think will be beneficial to you because I know that they're beneficial to me. So without further ado, let's just jump into the 15 hacks I have about traveling. And there's one bonus hack that I have that I think will be important for everybody, no matter how long or short your flight is, how old or young you are. So let's jump into it. These are in no particular order, so if it seems kind of all over the place, forgive me. I'm just sharing everything that I can think of off the top of my head. So the first hack that I have is for the ladies. It's just for the girls. I mean, it's for the guys too. If the guys want to use it, no problem. And that is wax strips. Now, I'm not even gonna get into how you like to groom yourself, but if you are going on vacation for a long period of time and you need something to top yourself up with, wax strips are definitely the way to go. They're easy to use. They don't require anything but what comes in the box. I didn't get it because I don't require it this time around. However, it comes in like a little box. I don't remember the brand. I don't know if it's Veet or Nair or what it is, but it's a little box and I think it's gold on the top. And you literally just separate the strips, you apply it, and then you rip it off. Super quick, super easy. The pain is like a 2, and that's being very generous. It's not even like it probably pinches for a second and a half and then it's gone. But that's definitely good to have as a topper-upper. You decide that you want to get like a wax while you are out wherever you are, then by all means. But if it's just something that you need to, like I said, do a little quicker picker-upper, then that's what I would suggest. My second hack is this handy-dandy little case here. You can literally buy these anywhere. I'm sure you can get them in Walmart, drugstores, whatever, retail stores. And it's just a little case and it's for your phone. You can really put anything in here, like any documents. So if you want to put your passport or ID or whatever it is that you want to put in while you're traveling or while you're on the go, this is really good. I particularly like it for my phone. I got it last year when I went to Thailand and it was amazing. I don't know if you can see this, but it like seals, it like ziplocs up here, and then you flap it down and then there's a Velcro to close it. And it's really good for when you're on excursions that require you to be in or near the water. And I actually could operate my phone while it was in this case as well. I don't know if all cases do this, but this one in particular does. I got it from, I think like Nordstrom. Anyways, yeah, I can operate my phone while it was in the case, which is super handy because then I don't have to like take it out with my wet hands and try to take pictures or films or whatever. So this is really handy when you're going on excursions. If you're not going on excursions, then it's not so important. My third hack is a fanny pack. I like that, that rhymes. My third hack is a fanny pack. My third hack is a fanny pack. So, fanny pack, super clutch, super clutch. My sister actually got this for me last year, again when we went to Thailand. It is so good to have one of these when you go anywhere where you're going to be, again, on an excursion or you're going to be out during the day. There is nothing more than, and this goes for guys and girls, okay? This doesn't just pertain to one sex. There is nothing worse than being in like a hot climate or just being anywhere and having to constantly have something on your shoulder. Then your shoulder starts to get sore and it starts to weigh down, or just having something on your back that becomes hot, or again, it starts to hurt your back after a long time because I don't know if it's me, but the bigger the bag, the more reason I find to put things in. When you have a fanny pack, all you have to do is throw the necessary items, because you can only hold so much in it, into your bag, whip it around your waist, and you're off. You don't have to think about it. My fourth hack is bug repellent. So again, when I went to Thailand, I went for 10 days, and because I was going to be there for a longer period of time, I just grabbed 2 thinking that, I don't know, in the event that one runs out, at least I have another one. Well, thankfully I did because I wasn't the only one that used it, and I found that I was putting it on a lot more during the day, just because again, I was in the water a lot and it was really hot, so I was sweating a lot, so there was constant need for a reapplication. And again, because for the amount of time that I was gone for, I needed more than just 1 can. So if you are someone who gets eaten alive by mosquitoes like myself, then this is definitely handy. Get yourself 2 cans, especially if you're going for more than 7 days. This is absolutely necessary. My 5th hack is a follow-up to the bug repellent, which is Benadryl spray. So this is Afterbite. So I find that this one's really good just because my sister actually introduced this to me again. My sister's so wonderful. Let's just take a moment for my sister. Thanks, Jazz. Anyways, once a mosquito bite bites me, that's it. It's a wrap. I'm done. Call it quits. I'm out the game. It's a lot. But anyways, so my mosquito bites turn into, I don't even know what to call them. They basically start to pus and they bleed and they scar and it's horrible. So in order to avoid all of that, I just get my handy dandy Benadryl spray and I give it a little spritz. And that's it. It eliminates all of the itching. It eliminates it getting to the phase of it pussing or bleeding or whatever. It just stops it in its tracks. It does tend to leave scars still for me, but that's just my skin. But it may not for you. We all have different skin types. So this is definitely a really good Afterbite to have, especially if you have kids. My 6th hack is snacks. Snacks, and more snacks. So when you're going on shorter flights, if your flight's like 3 hours or 4 hours, then you don't really need to bring snacks because in the blink of an eye, you're at your destination. So it's not really necessary. However, if you are taking shorter flights and you are somebody who likes to snack, by all means. But I bring snacks with me on my longer journeys just because, although I've never been to prison, snacks for me on a flight are like commissary. Plane food for me is like prison food. Like, don't get me wrong, not all plane food is horrible and disgusting, but it does tend to be very bland. It's usually not great. So I bring my snacks to, 1, help me survive my flight. 2, I just like taste little morsels while I am watching my flicks and or reading a book or whatever it is that I'm doing. Also, if you are somebody who does not like plain food, like you just can't get around it, another option is to bring like dry soup and just have them give you some hot water and boom, got yourself some food. So my 7th hack is toiletries. Now, obviously we always bring like our toothbrush, our face wash, all that good stuff. I usually like to bring 2 sets of toiletries, not of everything, but of like the most important things like a little face wash and toothbrushes and toothpaste, just so that I can have one in my suitcase for when I get there. Again, this is for like longer flights, especially when you're doing a long flight. You want to, when you have a layover or when you have a connecting flight, you want to be able to brush your teeth, wash your face, freshen up a bit so that you don't feel like a funky monkey by the time you get to your destination. If you can't, then, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it is nice to freshen up. My 8th hack is an extra set of clothes. Again, whether you're going on a short trip or a long trip, again, like I said before, God forbid anything happens and your suitcase does not arrive. This actually just happened to my cousin, I think a couple of months ago when she went away. And she still, I mean, she went on her trip and has come back and still has since not gotten her bags. So it is definitely a good idea to bring an extra set of clothes on your carry-on with you. But not even just one set of clothing or one outfit. Try to bring a couple, especially if you're going somewhere hot. In all likelihood, your outfits are going to be light and flimsy and not weigh much. So bring a couple of them if you can. In the event that something does happen to your luggage, which is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're not even speaking into existence. But if it does, then at least you have some extra clothes to rely on until your clothes or your bag does come in. I just realized this. I don't know if I'm numbering all of my hacks, but the last hack about putting your clothes into, like an extra set of clothes into your carry-on was number 9. Hack number 10 is for your personal and important documents, like your passport or your ID. My grandfather actually gave me this little hack recently, and that is to take a picture with your phone of your passport and your ID. If you misplace it or lose it, at least you have your phone with you. We always have our phone on us. It's always attached to our hand, so we know that we're gonna have it. But at least you'll have it in your phone should you need to prove that you are who you are, or whatever the case is, at least you have it on you. Now, hack number 11 might sound silly and it might even sound crazy, but bring a pen. I've been in a lot of situations where I'm filling out my form or I'm filling out my paperwork and someone's like, can I borrow your pen when you're done? So, which is not a problem, but it's always handy to have one because chances are wherever you're flying to, before you land, you're gonna have to fill out some sort of paperwork, to get into the country. So save yourself the trouble of having to bother anybody and just bring your own pen. I think I may have gotten confused with the numbers because right now I'm on hack 13, but I feel like I skipped one, so if I did, forgive me. But for right now, we're on hack 13, and hack 13 is make sure you bring headphones. I'm sure this is probably a given for most of you, but it's not for everybody, so I just wanted to throw the FYI out there to bring a set of headphones. I don't know if all airlines provide headphones without a charge. I do think that there are a lot of them that are charging for headphones now, so just to avoid that, definitely bring your own set of headphones. And also, if you have an iPhone that is like a 7, I think, or later, or maybe a 6 or later, the ones that have this little adapter, please, please, please make sure you remember to bring this, just because it's better to bring one set of headphones as opposed to multiple. So you don't have to bring the headphones that come with the phone, you can just use whatever ones you have. So my 14th hack is running shoes, or runners, or shoes, or whatever it is. Make sure you bring a pair of runners that you don't care about. So if they get completely slaughtered wherever you go, at least you know that you can either throw them out or you can bring them home and try to salvage what's left of them. But ultimately, if you can't salvage them, at least you know that you didn't really care about them, you've got your wear out of them, and you can just toss them. But definitely bring those because, again, if you plan to go on excursions, some of them can get really dirty and really messy, and if you don't end up wanting the sneakers, at least it's not a loss to you. Our last hack, hack number 15. This is applicable to when you're traveling on the plane in terms of what you should wear for apparel. Obviously, wear whatever you want to wear at the end of the day, but if you're traveling far, again, or traveling for a very long time, make sure you obviously wear something that's very comfortable, very flexible, because when you're on a long flight, nobody wants to feel stiff and restricted and uncomfortable. So definitely wear like tights or joggers or anything that is loose. My suggestion would be to bring a hoodie and make sure you have thick socks that you can throw in your bag or wear them on and take them off, whatever you want to do. Bring thick socks and also bring a blanket. So bring the hoodie, bring the blanket, and bring the socks because it gets real cold. Also with regards to apparel, a good idea is slides or slippers or whatever you want to call them. Try and bring slides if you can, because I feel like it becomes uncomfortable after a while to have my shoes on all the time. So it's far more comfortable for me to be in slides. So I'll usually pack my slides in my backpack or whatever my carry-on is, and bring that with me to wear while I'm on the plane. Now I have my bonus hack. Now this hack is for anybody of any age, no matter how long you're flying or how short your flight is. This is a good hack to have. It's like a two-part hack. The first part is to make sure that you get up and walk every hour on the hour, especially if you're somebody who is susceptible to getting blood clots, or anybody who has any sort of health issue relating to sitting for too long. I would definitely suggest that you get up and walk for a few minutes every hour on the hour and stretch. You can only go so far back unless you're first class, which if you are, good for you. But for the rest of us who are in economy, the seats only go back so far. You can only get so comfortable. So definitely make sure that you're stretching and walking to help keep your blood flowing and circulating and to prevent any sort of issues while you're on the plane or when you get off. And the second part to that is, if you have compression socks or tights, make sure you wear those as well. I know one too many people who have gotten blood clots from traveling, so compression tights and or socks are definitely a good thing to have while you are flying. So that's it. Those are my 15 hacks plus my bonus hack for you while you're traveling. Make sure you do whatever you can to prepare yourself for wherever you're going. Do all of your research, do all of your reading and asking around, but most importantly, make sure you have lots and lots and lots of fun while you're traveling. That's the most important. Everything else can be thrown to the wind once you get there. Experience everything, eat everything, see everything, and just enjoy. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful and you learned a lot or a little. Whatever you came for, I hope you got it. And if you have any tips or tricks of your own that you want to share, make sure you drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, hit the subscribe button, And you might as well hit the post notifications while you're here. But for now, that's all I got for you guys.